Well, good afternoon, folks. People continuing to ask me about when I'm next going to stream Europa Universalis 4 forces me to push back streaming it even more, but that's fine because it gives me time to scratch the itch that makes me want to play Caesar 3. So I had a bit of a brain fart last time and couldn't get Tingis together. So let's try and do a proper job of it today.
Our expansion west has ended at the edge of the world. I want a major Roman city built at Tingis to anchor our western border and to guard the approach to Hispania. Various forces throughout Africa and Mauritania resent our presence and will object strongly when they realize that you are blocking their passage north. Expect steady raids by nomadic tribes and possibly more coordinated attacks by the wild Numidians. Tingis has no iron mines. You must trade for weapons. I have commanded Carthago Nova to sell you all that they can spare. Open a route to them as soon as you are ready to establish your legions, which will be early in your city's history if you are wise. Because I expect your attention to be adequately occupied in building a large city and fending off frequent attacks, your rating requirements are modest.
Modest though they may be, I do want to blow Caesar's mind with this one, because I actually put a bit of time and graph paper into this, just like the good old days, because Tingis is a wonderful map and it deserves all the love you can give it. It's great because you can build up the grandest of palaces, you can build luxury palaces here, plural because you can get quite a few of them. Still, I want to make this as good as it can be. So starting out really slow, I'm just going to lay down the infrastructure, and I'm going to be using a trick or two, nothing exploity, just stuff that helps planning out your city by a good chunk. Let's just clear away a nice path here and start figuring out where things are going to go. But before I start throwing things down willy-nilly, at the moment I'm just cleansing myself a path, I think about here maybe, yeah. Because I need water access and dock access. But most of what I build will be based around this, since it is our source of food. These are the fertile plains, all the farms we build must be here. Some can be here, but it's a little inconvenient being away from the mainland. In fact, what is this meant to represent? I hope this is not the Strait of Gibraltar. And knowing this game, it could well be. Look at where we are. Okay, this is Tingis, our city. Straight off the bat, we can see we produce wheat, vegetables, timber, clay, furniture, and pottery. Not the most diverse set of goods to produce, but we can import wine and oil. We can import weapons, but that's incredibly expensive. But it's good to see that pottery is high in demand. We can ship loads of pottery as well as a fair chunk of furniture. So we're going to open up a trade route right off the bat, though it may be costly for us. Kinda tempted to open up the second one as well, but we only have so much money to play with at the very beginning. So the game is running very slowly right now. It may as well be paused. So I guess I better start building. So at the start, I'm going to pause whilst I explain this. We are only able to import 15 units of oil every year. That means there is no way you can have a city completely made of large insulae or better, because you simply could not support that many people with that little amount of oil. So I'm going to start off by building medium insulae. I do like my medium insulae though. So how are we going to go about this? Let's just make ourselves... We're on very slow mode, so I don't mind how slow things are going to be going here, but I'm going to need lots of wheat farms. Lots and lots of wheat farms, and they're going to be the main source of food for us because we're on a central map. Central and desert maps produce wheat twice as fast as anywhere else. And I like making figures of 8, but this will not quite be a figure of 8. I'm going to go for a bit of a funky looking housing block, but just bear with me. I'm sure everything will be okay. Well, I hope everything will be okay. Now, where am I going to go from here? It's always difficult to think how these things are going to go. Yeah, that should do us. And then I want it good and long up here, but just how long? 19, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's just hope that's good enough. So trust me, there is a wee bit of planning going into this, but it's planning around a little nuance of the game that's going to hopefully become adequately clear once I start building proper. That should be good-ish. How does that look? Does that look acceptable to you? Well, it doesn't really matter what you think. What matters is what I think. I think it looks not half bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And this tree getting in my way. So I'm going for a bit of a funky design here, but hopefully all will make sense once it comes together, and hopefully I don't screw it up royal. Of course, what is, well, anything really, without some houses, because we're going to need people to work for us, even if they are going to be tents. And this is where I start using a bit of a trick. You'll have noticed in previous campaigns that when I build crappy housing, some of them will merge into 2x2s and some of them will be individual. And you can actually predict where some of that is going to happen by dragging the delete tool over the map. And you'll notice that the... what's the word I'm looking for? The terrain is changing slightly as I drag it over. I'm not actually altering the terrain, but it is revealing some hidden values about it that I can use to structure my city building. One of the main things I'm looking for is this one here that I put the icon over. Look at that little design. I think if the northern edge of my 2x2 is on one of those, they're going to merge together very nicely. So I'm going to use and abuse that to my heart's content. And hopefully it works, because I'll be muckle embarrassed if it does not work. Muckle embarrassed indeed. And my aim here is to get as many houses jam-packed into here as possible. I'm putting little roads here when I want my houses to be out a little bit, because anybody that walks by along here will have a range of 2. So if this merges into a 2x2, then they will be affected by the walkers that walk past. Might seem a little weird and complicated. Well, don't worry. I thought that way as well, and I still think that way. Yeah, I think that looks kind of good. I want a 2x2 here, and here, and here, and here, and... basically I want them everywhere. As a wise man once told me, more is more. Now this screws up royal. I'm going to be... I'm going to have egg on my face, to say the least. Nah, that doesn't seem quite right, does it? I've jammed this one up too far, but that's not something that I cannot fix. Jake, I was trying to stream Zeus a while ago when suddenly OBS stopped displaying it. Is there a better program or some trick with these Sierra games? You get a capture card, otherwise you're in for a whole world of pain. No kidding. Actually, I wonder which one I've gone a little too far or not far enough with. I think it'll be okay with this, actually. What could possibly go wrong? Yeah, I'm gonna roll with this. This should be fine and dandy. Thing is, I need loads, and I mean loads of houses all over the place here. Some plots are too far away from roads, so I'm going to put a useless bit of road just to stop these from disappearing, because if I put them too far away, the plots of land that I put down will actually just straight up disappear, and that is the last thing that I want to happen. How else am I going to be doing this? I think we can grab a 2x2 here. It's not many people, in fact I would want a lot more, but I'm going to have these guys appear first, and then we'll be a-okay. Of course, I need the bare necessities. At the moment I'm just starting with Tent City, because I'm going to want to basically establish everything first. Gonna need an engineer post. With a bit of luck, he'll be able to cover everything. Not so sure about the prefectures. I'm going to want, well, more of them, since there are going to be a lot of tents, and tents just love to catch fire here, there, and everywhere. So I'm going to throw down a few of them, just to start us off with. Alright, let's see if what I'm doing here has worked, because if it doesn't, like I said, egg on the face. I'm going to jack up the wages I pay, and completely remove taxes, because I don't want anyone getting angry. And I will please the gods very soon. Just as soon as I see that these are merging correctly. There we go, 2x2s everywhere. Thanks to positioning them properly. Really, there's very little way you could know that unless you do terraforming or trial and error. But at least it went our way. So now that I know that we have proof of concept going well there, I gotta think, where am I gonna stick everything now? So, we're going to need a doctor. But what else are we going to need from all of this? A lot more houses, to be fair. A lot more. But if we don't impress the gods, then we're going to be having a very bad time. So... trying to think where best to put them, because I have an idea of how I want my city to go. But not a foolproof plan. Yeah, this should do. At least for now. These guys will probably go away before too long. Which just makes me worry more because I don't want to take up all the prime real estate. The thing is, this is going to be a very jam-packed plot if everything goes to plan. Heck, you know, I just need to stop hesitating. Since when was I the hesitant type at playing this game? I think I should just make another plot here. Since Ceres there will hopefully give everybody here the access to religion that they need. I don't know if she will. It's very hard to tell how my walkers are going to be going. Might be worth my time putting down another one just in case it doesn't get everyone. So I'll throw Neptune there. And the rest of you fellows, I'll figure things out better here, but for now, I'll throw this down. And this will be our temple spam for a while, because if you cheese off the gods too much, oh, they're going to come for you. I really want Mars on my side as well, because Caesar did warn me that this is quite a militant map, and I'm not going to take his warnings lightly. So with our 2x2s forming now, I can be a little safer in putting down more of them, because sometimes the 2x2s just don't form the way you want them to. So let's throw down more of them, recklessly. So I want another one here. Give it a space, maybe 2. So I just check here. Oh, I saw it for a sec. That means if I do a 2x2 right there, it's going to pop up just as I want it to. This probably makes so little sense, it's not even funny. But that's okay. I don't want that one there. Not yet, at least. I want you and you. More is to come. Yeah, these guys are going to need water, but I'm not too concerned about that until I get the basic things set up. That is to say, a lot of housing. That can be tricky. I think I need a 2x2 here and a 2x2 here. That should work out, touch wood. I'm spacing out where I believe the 2x2s are going to pop up. Another 2 can go there, and you can go there quite safely. And I'll throw down a road just to stop some of these from disappearing. I think I've almost hit about as many as I can throw down. I want another one here. In the end, I'm hoping for 40 2x2s because there'll be a limit to how much I can supply with all my goodies and my food. And it seems like a good number to have there. My only concern is that I might be going a bit slow with this approach, but that's okay. I'm sure we'll be fine. Now, where else can I throw in more houses? I think another 2x2 can go here. We already got this one, so we can delete the extra roads that we threw down just to keep them stable, since now that they're there, they're not going to go away, since they follow the rule of being at least 2 away, or rather, within 2 of a road. 1, 2, 1, 2, so that's safe. So population is finally starting to rise to an acceptable figure. So just bear with me here, and hopefully things will go a-okay. Now the trouble for these folks is that they are going to need water. Oh, excellent, Mars has sent us a guardian spirit. That should save us from when we are woefully underprepared when the enemies come. So what am I going to need here? I'm going to need a reservoir that covers all these areas. Now a reservoir is a very ugly place to live next to, but they're just going to have to deal with it. So how are we going to do this is part of the question. I'm going to use a little trick that I used in Lugdunum rather a long time ago. And I'm going to throw it down along here. Oh, a little too bad there. I got to keep an eye on my denarii as well though. How are we looking for workers? Vast amounts of unemployment, 100 of them in fact. It might be more worth my time to get industry up and running, but we're going to do this anyway because I just love tricks. Now I want a good long path along here, and I'm going to ignore this intersection for a little bit, and I'm going to do this. And we're going to see that Romans really were ahead of the curve when it came to manipulating the flow of water. It was really very impressive, actually. Now, hopefully that's going to be enough. I just clear out some of these trees as well. In fact, I can probably clear out all of these trees without any harm. You can't put an aqueduct at the very end of a road network, but you can put it second from the end and then delete the old end, and then it will be there, hunky-dory, and it will work both as a flow of water and as that was a bit too far, wasn't it? There we go, that'll do. Work both as a flow of water and as a road. So there we go. Bob is indeed your uncle. So that looks acceptable. Of course it's no good if it doesn't also connect to another aqueduct, another reservoir. So we'll draw all of our water from this hopefully clean lake right here. So the aqueduct goes in right there. Delete the excess and link it up. And there we go. By some miracle, the water is going to flow. I don't even know, maybe they're using portals. Other than that, there's plenty of food being produced, our people are moving in, but that's still not enough for me. I won't be satisfied unless I have loads of money coming in, so I need to think how to do our industry right now. Yeah, how to do our industry. Going to want it here, so I'm going to get rid of these. It's a little risky deleting trees, because whenever you put down a timber yard, it must be adjacent, even tentatively adjacent to trees. Even the smallest scrub rushery can start up a lumber yard. And the joke is you can even delete the trees later on. The lumber yard will work even like that. So I'm going to want quite a lot here, actually. Let's think about it. I want 3 clay pits and 3 timber yards. That seems okay. 1, 2, 3. Like I said, there's a lot of planning going into this that I haven't been doing for my previous ones, because I really want to do Tingis some... I better put down a prefecture as well. Tingis is such a lovely place. I want to do it justice. That's what I'm trying to say. That is an abomination, Jake. Hey, Quillman, you shut your mouth. I am making history here. That seems okay. I think we'd be able to do something with the water flow here. finally bring water to our people. A fountain uses 4 employees. Best not to forget that. Of course, the question is, where am I even going to throw these down at? It's got a range of 4. But that doesn't make it easy for me there. That should, if this guy will get out of my way, that should cover lots of people around there. I actually don't want my prefecture there. I want a fountain there. The prefecture can just move away and everyone will be happy. There'll probably be a lot of tweaking going on, and I can see this map taking quite a bit of time. But like I say, and will continue to say, I want to do it justice. It will be great. Okay, Neptune has given us one of the best blessings in that he's doubling the amount of money we're going to make for the rest of the year. Except it's already November, so it's going to affect us for 2 months, and we haven't been trading at all. And we are still not trading at all, so it's actually going to make no difference. Bit of a bummer, but what can you do? I'm going to need an extra aqueduct over here. I'm not going to be building over here at all, so I have no problem just raising the lands. Throw down a reservoir around about here. And here. Now my money is running pretty thin, so I should probably stop faffing around like this. But I can't help it, I love to faff. Believe it or not, there is thought going into this, quite a lot of thought. There's also the thought that I could be building a lot more houses around here. So throw down another 2x2, another 2x2. But I want everyone to get plenty of water as well. So once I get the water set up, everything else should hopefully fall into position. But hey, you're map painters, right? This is the kind of thing you enjoy, surely. So with our industry on the go here, it's no good if it just remains crappy like that. So we get rid of a bit of the road here. We're going to need a warehouse. Takes quite a bit longer to produce finished goods, so I can probably safely have my furniture and pottery come to here. They're going to be produced at exactly the same rate, so that should be okay. Clear out these trees since they're not doing anyone any favors. So one of these, one timber yard can generate enough wood to make furniture for 20 buildings, provided they consume it. So that's what that's the prayer that I'm living on here. Alright, let's think pottery. We need to build 6 of them, so one there. I kind of want a warehouse here in the future, so forget that. Give it a space of 3 and another space for people to actually come through, so that's most of them. And that is all of them, but I also need to get 6 of our furniture workshops. I can't help but feel bad for anybody that doesn't understand how this game works. I can probably put all 6 of them here pretty safely. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't like building so close to where people are going to be. But it's what I'll do, because we can get another 2x2 there if I just delete that useless road. It had a use, trust me. Why are you not playing Caesar 4, Jake? You know, I've never played Caesar 4. I just didn't want to. A little more to it than that. I want to make sure that the engineer is doing his job well.
I'm hardly needed. These buildings are in great condition.
And there's no real fire risk, even though they are all tents. Okay, well, some real risk of fire. But with a bit of luck,
No sign of crime around here.
Judge Dredd will go and deal with that. So very soon we're going to start popping ourselves up from tents to not tents, because I don't like how flammable they all are. If we get ourselves up to Casa level, we'll be good to go. But I also have to keep in mind that I have very little money to play with at this point in time. So how am I going to do this? How indeed? It's going to take a lot of markets, I am certain of that. So we'll spring up a few of them. 4 might be enough. That'll be plenty. I'm building a lot of them early because it's so important that they actually feed everyone right off the bat. Of course, there's the question if I need to water these guys. So 1, 2, 3, 4 away. Can I throw one down here and be safe? Should I throw one here? 1, 2, 3, 5. Never easy because I want to be super efficient with them all. But why would anything be easy? What's the point in doing something that's too easy? 1, 2, 3, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that should get most of you guys. And I think one more around here should more or less finish you off. Employees are needed, but that's fine. As these places all build up, things should go swimmingly. I've put the baseline down, so I'm going to save as Marvin. This seems pretty satisfactory. I think I put you in the wrong place. Ah, well, that'll do. For now, at least. People are going to start eating. People are probably going to be very unimpressed at how ugly this place is to live in. But if I don't get my industry on the go, then there won't be much anything for anyone. Jake, why are those temples on a separate track? I'm going to need the space freed up here, no doubt. Alright, so people are into hobbles now, which is good, but they're bored unless I throw a theatre down. Hopefully that theatre will reach everyone. I'm not sure if it will. I don't actually know that. Also not liking how this is not forming into a 2x2. It's possible that it's just not... that's no good, actually. I want this to form into a 2x2. If it doesn't, then I've got an issue. There we go, 2x2 right away. I'm also going to need more temples, although I am hemorrhaging money right now. And I'm probably going to be asking Caesar for a bailout. I don't like sending money to my own city, but we have been draining this out of our coffers for a while, so we'll throw that in there. And we're going to tell to trade when we have more than 4 units of either furniture or pottery. And that should be good to go. But yeah, we are over 1,000 people now, so I better get more of these small temples on the go. And this should keep us satisfied until we hit about 2,000 people, which actually isn't going to be too far away. Now, if you have any questions about this game, just ask me. I like to think I know a reasonable amount about it. Let's throw down those medium statues, because they're going to keep these places, you know, actually desirable to live in, because look at this place, it's a bit of a crap hole. Even going to squeeze in some small statues wherever I can, because I just know for my people that they don't want to live here. It is ugly, especially being next to all this industry. So, I'll even put down some gardens here for you. Not something I often do, but I'm doing it. So, hopefully the theatre will bring in some entertainment for them. Of course, in addition to that, they're going to want some education. I can bring that with a library, superior to schools, because I'm only bringing these guys up to medium insulae. They're actually not going to need any schools, and that works to my benefit. Jake, does the entire 2x2 need water coverage or just one corner of it? That applies to everything. When you have a 2x2, only one bit of it needs any sort of coverage. Even if you have a 4x4 luxury palace, only one little section of it needs water and any other kind of access to anything. Okay, they're not liking where they're living, but I can throw down some plaza. We have industry on the go at long last. It's tempting to throw down a dock to get even more industry on the go, but I don't really have the money to open up another... Why is my actor not making people happy? He's just...
I simply can't perform well without more food.
That actually has no impact on how well he's doing, but he makes a good point. I haven't built up enough farms here, so I'm going to build up many, many more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That will more than satisfy all the houses that I need here, but I do need that food to be produced on the double. There shouldn't be any problems with getting employees, and good, they're all running a-okay. Now, I need an army on the double. The trouble is, one barracks, probably not enough at the moment. And nothing's going to be worth it if I don't get enough money to put up some forts. But we can worry about that in the horrible future. Now what I'm wondering is, do I have enough buildings? So I'm gonna pause and do a bit of a count. Religion is not a good one to count with. Tax income's alright. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 39. So I should be able to squeeze in one more 2x2 somewhere, but it has to be a 2x2 that's going to merge together. So where can I even squeeze one in at? This might look tempting, but I don't think that'll merge into a 2x2. You know what, we'll run with this. If it becomes a problem, we can sort it out later. Again, these sodding people are never happy unless they have good enough places to live, so I'll throw down a little, well, a medium statue for them because it improves the neighborhood. Same with you guys here, have some nicer gardens. So we're looking alright, but I'll look a lot better when I have a bit of an army on the go as well. And I have space to build more things, which is one of the more wonderful feelings to have here. The idea is that this is all going to be medium insulae, because I can get medium insulae with just pottery and furniture, which can be produced locally. Trouble is, I need lots of food in for this, but I don't want to pretty much fast forward the game until we have good income coming in. And you know what? That's a pretty good income. We'll get our military academy up and on the go already. And then get a fort. I love my javelins. And this, I believe, is where most of the people attack from. So javelins we shall have. Putting a bit of a strain on the ducats, but we're a-okay.
Greetings. This city urgently needs more food.
Well, he's not wrong, but we have so much food production.
You got through those funds quickly.
Ah, Caesar, you're all right. What a great little movie it shows. It's got the hovels, it's got the tents, but it doesn't have anything like casas, which, not to gloat or anything, but we do have the casas. Throw down a, no, not statues. I think these guys will be happy enough with some plaza. Ideally, I want everybody here to be in small casas, because that fits in a decent number of people. I'm not going to tax them, because what's the point at this stage in the game? What's to come? These guys are all very unhappy because the furniture workshop and such is ugly, so I'll give them the plazas that they want. Maybe not deserve, but they do want it. I also need to build more temples. I hate temple spamming. Oracles are the way to go. Much more space efficient. But it's a necessity at the moment, since I don't have access to marble yet. I could import marble. Actually, I can import marble by land, which is interesting. So I don't even need to build up my dock for that. That's kind of cool. How are we doing on the exports, though? Okay, we can export more than enough furniture and pottery just by land. But why settle for just land when we have docks and we can do it by sea as well? There we go, so now we have access to everything. Better be sure to tell you that it's only weapons, only furniture and pottery for you. The game's trying to give me a bit of a warning that I don't have a dock up and running. I have a dock, but it's not yet up and running. Small insulae like two forms of entertainment, so I will be giving them a an amphitheatre. And since I have room, 3x3 room no less, I can actually stick my gladiator school right here. And the actor colony I don't even care about, so I'm going to shove it way out in the boonies where no one is going to know or care about it. So we're actually looking a-okay here. We're looking not half bad. People aren't going to start evolving until I have a bathhouse on the go. But I'll wait just a little bit on that one because I don't want them eating all the pottery and the furniture just yet. But I will be starting to think about taxing them rather soon. I'm just thinking where I can stick my tax office. I'm always paranoid about marketplaces, so I'm going to stick a couple of them here. But I'm going to see if I can have a forum that can actually function from here. If he can tax everyone, then I'm going to be happy. Taxing people doesn't make them unhappy, as in sending the tax man to their doors doesn't make them unhappy, but taxing them at a rate does. As I thought, the market ladies can be rather inefficient at feeding everyone, but that's mostly because I don't have a good surplus of food at the moment. I'll get it though. Don't you worry. Meantime though, I need to get more forts on the go. I know they're telling me to get legionnaires on the go, but I think we'll be a-okay. Just using... Get out of my face, Caesar. And stop killing my sound. No, I think we'll be fine here. I just want to make sure that there are no problems with employment. That's not an employment problem. That is, however. I'll speed you up a bit and see if you remain like that. You do not. So the enemies are closing. Kind of glad I've got my army up and on the go. Jake, if you wall the entire border of the map, what happens to the attackers? The attackers will instantly make their way through the wall that you erect. Okay, so no school or library here. So my library is not actually sending a librarian far enough. I'm going to have to set up another one. So how can I do that? It's going to take a bit of jiggery-pokery then. I wonder. Okay, everybody here has at least access to 2 gods, so I can kill Ceres' temple here. I will re-erect it over here and replace this with a school, which should get all of, well, both of these guys that are struggling. I can't wait to actually produce enough food to keep everyone happy here. The market ladies have work cut out for them early on, but it will stabilize, so I won't have to worry about too many devolutions. So what else? What else? I might as well stick a... yeah. Eventually I'm going to want marble, and I'm also going to want oil. Even though these guys won't get it, I may as well set it up here so the market ladies don't go all out trying to get it elsewhere. But this seems really quite stable. Of course, Rome is just kissing my feet for what I've done, giving them all those supplies. Whatever else, though. I don't want to give them baths just yet. Heavens, no. So school children are running off in that direction, but that's okay. As long as one of them goes here, it'll supply these guys. So we're all looking good. As long as I get everybody bath access, they are now free to evolve as they see fit all the way up to medium insulae, but I don't want that just yet. I really hope I'll be a-okay with just javelins and mounted. The mounted are garbage at combat.
If it was up to me, I wouldn't sail this way. This city never buys anything or sells anything.
Benija in the chat is saying, haven't seen this game in so long, love it. Me too. Even after all these years, I still really want to play the game, so I can't help but dig it out and play it some more. We have a lovely space here for the bathhouses, which is good because we are actually a little strained for space when it comes to all of this. But it's looking kinda good. Probably could be better, but not by too much. It would have been nice to build multiple barrackses, but I like to think I'm not that cheap. I mean, it produces guys fast enough for this map, hopefully. Okay, so everybody should have pottery now. They have 2 kinds of entertainment. So they'll be able to get to light. Yeah, they have doctor coverage as well. I think it is time to deploy the baths. And it's time to also take a look at how we're doing. Unemployment is really high. It's over 25%, which puts a -3 to city sentiment, or rather city sentiment change per month. So let's think we're -3 right now. But if we go and smack our wages up to 38, that is 8 above Rome, that gives us a +4 effect. So now we're sitting at +1. But by not taxing, we're actually giving another +3. I don't really care about that. I just want it to be kind of at 0. So let's start taxing them at a reasonable 8%. And the taxes that we make is actually going to offset that massive wage boost I gave to everyone. Or at least it should. I'm hoping it does. Having one type of food is going to keep people happy as well. That's going to be a +1 for them. But just in case things swing disproportionately out of control, I don't want to change my taxes all that much. Besides, the best I could do is pump it up to 9, 10 or 11%. And that's not what we're going for. Alright, so these guys are not liking the ugliness of the reservoir next to them. But I can fix that with some good old statues. Everybody loves statues. Especially Romans. Even give them a little statue here and there. Because I'm such a nice guy. Yeah, these guys aren't happy either, so we'll lay down some plaza. We're doing alright on the money situation, and we'll start doing better once we have all the taxes rolling in from these medium insulae. I don't have exact numbers on tax rates for doing that, but they're probably pretty good. These guys in general deserve something a bit better. I'm actually going to throw down... yeah. I'm going to throw down a large statue right here. Statues have a very long range. I think it is 5, and that'll get all of these guys. They want bathhouse access, and I need to make sure that bathhouse is actually going to hit up everyone. Because there's a good chance that she's actually going to spend some of her patterns just walking down here and helping no one. I need her to swing around this way. She is not swinging around this way. That is tragic for me. Hopefully she does eventually. We have another building that doesn't want to evolve. But the power of statues compels you. Nothing to it. The barbarians are gonna love those statues when they kill your army, Jake. I'm working on the whole army situation, so just keep it in your pants till then. I don't think these guys are going to evolve all that much, so I'm actually going to throw down another large statue, because I'm that good. And I'm going to speed up a touch. I really want my bathhouse lady to come this way. Still not seeing her do that. Let's see, health, baths. Okay, she does do it. It's one of her 4 patterns, but she does cover all this area, so look at that. Everybody's evolving these days. Throw down another statue just to evolve these guys, so everybody, unless my eyes are deceiving me, is now living in a medium insulae. I can actually check that here on the population thing. Okay, apparently somebody is living in a... Ah, there you are. The market is making things unpleasant for you, but I can plaza your road, and that'll make you happy enough. Even going to throw down a little small statue. I don't have to, but I look out for my people. What worries me is the lack of food, but I know that I produce more than they need. So although there might be a bit of a bumpiness along the way, I know this is going to satisfy them. What probably isn't satisfied are my gods. They're all indifferent at the moment. I don't actually mind bringing them down to displeased. Which might sound a bit funky, but you can game the system by displeasing them. I don't plan on doing that, but it may accidentally happen. Because that's just the kind of guy I am. I'm going to want oracles pretty soon though. But what we have here is a really good housing block, if I can pat myself in the back here. It doesn't really use a tried and tested stamp method, because a lot of people like to use one kind of housing block and then use it all the time, but that's pretty inflexible. You should make one for the lands that you're in. I know a popular one to use is a 9x9 square, You just make a square with a fountain in the center, then some gardens, and then houses along the inside. But it's ugly, it's inefficient, you'll have a mix of large and medium insulae, and it doesn't offer you much control over walkers, so I am an anti-fan of it. You can make them into a flower pattern, but personal taste, I just don't like them.
I love coming here. Business is going very well.
For you and me both, my friend. Alright, we have enemies at the door. I barely have an army, but I do have Mars's guardian spirit protecting me. So I'm going to erect another fort of javelins whilst I admire my city, and I'm going to take note of the money coming in. So the taxes coming in so far this year is at 1,000, and our wages also at 1,000. So just by taxing, I have covered all of my wages, and probably then some, because we have not yet got these guys. Well, I want to make sure they are giving me taxes. Oh, that's crappy. Half of them aren't even giving me taxes. I need to reposition something here, but I'm not sure what or where. I can probably throw down a market, but I like having a market right next to the granary. Okay, I'm going to switch these marketplaces. Shoot, I didn't want to delete the second one. I wanted to delete the forum. Markets there. And the forum here. This is actually going to hurt my food at the moment. But like I said, I produce more food than they eat. So even if it's slow, this granary will eventually build up to be completely full. And with a bit of luck, my newly positioned forum will cover more people. The problem with the old forum was that the guy has 4 different patterns that he'll go through, and none of them took him around the long way here that would have him tax everybody. Because people only get taxed if somebody from the Senate or a forum walks by them. It's the tax collector, he's one of my favourite characters, let's go and find him.
These houses pay so little tax, it hardly seems worth my time.
You just don't see the bigger picture, my friend. But he will tax these other guys. Is this where I find that he actually was taxing these guys, but it was the wrong time of year? It's possible, but unlikely. I can't quite remember. There are some small insulae near the clinic, and it's not good for my OCD, Jake. Please fix. I'm not seeing them. This is my clinic, and they're not there. I can even double check here. There are no small insulae whatsoever. These guys are all medium. Medium, medium, and more medium. Even though the granary makes them a little unhappy, they, trust me, are going to be just fine living there. Boy, I need more units on the double. Okay, so this feeds itself. It also has excess that I can trade away, and even then the taxes cover almost everything. So I'm satisfied with this. I'm going to drop my own wage to a procurator's salary. That's going to make Caesar a bit happier. And I don't often do it, but I'm going to hold a festival. A large one for, oh, I don't know, Neptune, I guess. He makes me the money. Okay. I don't have to worry about these guys. I'm fairly certain Mars is going to strike them down. But this is very telling. It's good to know that they rise up here. I may have to prepare myself from these in the future. Right, hopefully they don't engage just yet. We'll have Mars do his thing. Actually, if I can kill them before Mars does anything. Ah! Mars uselessly struck them down. But I had no losses there, so no big deal. I just rather Mars would help me out a touch. The gods are probably... yeah, the gods are displeased, but this is good. Yeah, bet you didn't think I'd be saying that. I'm going to import some marble now. And it's time for oracles. Okay, but this is just the core of the city, and it's only 3,000. It's not even going to be 4,000 people even once everybody has moved in. Actually, it's going to be 39 times 80 people. But the target here is to have 8,000, so it's about a third of the city. Fortunately, we didn't use most of the edible... edible? Is that the right word? the farmlands, basically. So there's a whole bunch of possible expansion I can do with this. But I want to get a bit cozier with what I have here. They had a wonderful time in the Colosseum that I don't even have. I'll have to fix that at some point, but I'll get around to it. Well, I'm pretty satisfied with what I have here, and this is the kind of satisfaction I get from a good block. Question is, where do we go from here? I'll probably use these extra bits for culture buildings as and when I need them, which is not currently. And with a bit of luck, I'll get some oracles to make my gods happy, and I'll just spam them around here. A little risky to do this, but... don't want these guys to suddenly feel that they live in a horrible place. But this is what I'm doing. There we go. Another engineer post and a prefecture, and I can use this place to build, well, pretty much whatever I want, and it's free to expand here in the future anyway. But what I do want are oracles. Keep that. Oh shoot, I can't put down another one, or else Caesar is gonna have me. I hope we have things to export right now, or else Caesar is about to get very angry with me. And they're about to sell me some marble, so I'll have to tell them, please, no more marble. Okay, thankfully they didn't unload any. But I need to sell some goods. There we go. Got some denarii in the bank. So with all these oracles, the people are going to be, well, almost happy. Oracles don't employ people, but... well, really that's one of their strengths. They employ nobody. And they take up very little space to keep everybody happy. All the gods, that is. Jake, what's the point of salary in this game? Does it flow in with the rest of your taxes, or is it like score? Okay, so you pay yourself a salary out of the money that the city has every month. So I give myself 20 ducats a month. I just hold that, and it doesn't do anything unless I command so. And what I can do is I can send a gift to Caesar. For example, I could send him a lavish gift for about half of my money, but I'll give him a modest one just to show it off, because Caesar's feeling 46 favor towards me out of 100. A little concerned, so if I send him a modest... now let's send him a generous gift. From 46 it went up to 51, so that added 5 to it. I think it's 9 if you give him a lavish one. But you get diminishing returns on that very quickly. I think you want to space them out by about 2 years to get the full benefit. And that ate into my savings. What I can also do is give my savings to the city, so let's say I want to give 500 to the city. It goes pop right into the denarii of the city. I'm just giving it back. Other than those two uses, it is completely useless. However, if you pay yourself loads of money, like if you pay yourself Caesar's own salary of 100 denarii a month, you are going to be very unpopular in Rome, because that's way above your proper salary. Okay, we're looking pretty good over here. I'd want to build up another fort soon. Why do it soon when I can do it now? Well, money is a pressing issue, but we'll worry about that later. I'm going to set my exports to over 8 now, because I want to keep a bit of a backlog, I suppose. Yep, I am more than happy with this. Matte blue shift, always good to see a bit of Jake in the morning. Well, it's 3:30 in the afternoon for me. It's actually wearing on. I was sorely tempted to go back to the arcade today, because I finally found an arcade in this godforsaken city of Stockholm. And it impressed me. It had IIDX and the Taiko drumming game. Neither of which I had ever played before, but I'd always wanted to. And when it was only 10 Swedish crowns a credit, that is about $1 to our American compatriots, it was hard not to justify it. So I did it, and I did it lots. Yet I digress. I need to think about how I want to grow from here. I have loads of unemployment, and when you have unemployment, it's always a good time to start building up some palaces. Of course, that means I'm going to need oil on the back burner, as well as some wine. And I haven't got much marble to do it with, and I kind of want to build mine up here.
I can't wait to do some trading here. I love a good deal.
I'm sure you do, so I'm going to need to start thinking this one through. I'd really rather I had a lot more money to play with, so what I'm actually going to do is just speed through the game for a bit. It also is a test to see just how... Okay, so there was a problem with something I've done here. Possibly with building this. Is it because of the library? It's potentially because of the library there. So I'm going to delete this. Sometimes funny things happen if you build roads on the corners of buildings. So let's rejig that. Some barbarians never learn. Okay, well, they really don't learn because they've decided to spawn right next to my army, and my army is itching to kill them. Don't even think we took any losses there, so that's good. Alright, so I'm confident that now, having set this up again... Gee, what is our library here doing? Okay, strange things. Right, there is a problem with whatever I've done here, so I'm going to actually get rid of these oracles. They were expensive, they were extremely expensive. But something funky has happened, and my librarian no longer wants to walk in this way. There are some deep and complicated reasons as to why they walk in different ways, depending on different things you build around your city. Okay, the game is relentless here. Fortunately for me, so am I. Kill him to death, lads. I mean, just think how horrible it would be if my army was on the other end of the map. Alright, so it's going to be painful, but I'm going to switch this market with that library. Hopefully that's okay. Can't think of any reason why it wouldn't be. It's difficult because, well, it's the weakness of the walkers, the way the walkers work in this game. Unless you really look into the game files, it's very difficult to predict which way the walkers are going to go. And this guy is actually having a bit of a laugh with me because he's still not going... There we go. He's going the way I want him to now. So that should stop all devolutions, unless more crazy things start happening. Jake, you have so much unemployment. Wouldn't it be worth it to beat fake Caesar? I'm not going to be picking a fight with Caesar just yet. But at least during all that time we've racked up plenty of denarii. I want to import more marble, and I also want to import some oil. So there we go, they're going to stock up my warehouse. The market ladies are going to gobble up all that oil, and I don't mind because these guys don't actually use the oil so long as I deny them 2 types of entertainment or a barber. And I'm not putting down a single barber here because that would make a lot of them transform into large insulae. I don't want that. I really don't want that. So there we go. Got plenty of that lovely marble. I'm actually going to drop down another... What is this? It's useless is what it is. Let's get rid of it. Throw down my oracle again. Because I love me some oracles. Tingis, the game is fairly relentless. But like I said, so am I. Too good. Okay, safe in the knowledge that the food stocks are growing because I produce more than they eat. and that these places are not going to keep devolving. My population, I think, took a bit of a hit there. Something isn't evolving. It's you. You don't have access to... Oh, jings. What is this joke? I'm just going to kill that school and replace it with a library then. And with a bit of luck, you'll keep everybody happy. Yeah, there we go. They don't actually need any schools here. I just wanted a school. But it's kind of nice because it means I could give these guys barber access, but I actually don't care if they get barbers or not. Can you simply ban each market from using oil? Okay, time for a good explanation here. These markets, they are taking in pottery, furniture, and oil. These places at medium insulae level are going to be consuming pottery and consuming furniture, and they will stock oil, but they will not consume oil until they reach large insulae status. So that means each of these buildings are stocking 4 bits of oil. Yep, each and every one of them. And the market's going to stock up to, I think, 200 units of oil. Maybe 100. The point is, all these houses and markets are going to stock the oil, but it's going to sit there and remain there forever, because I am not going to allow these guys to evolve and start consuming oil, which means I'll be able to build up a surplus of oil in my warehouse. With a bit of luck, they'll actually come through and give me some, but it'll probably take a new year for that. Let's see. Oh, it's the ship that I need to come through, and there are storms that prevent them coming through. Well, not to worry. Why even worry? The point is the oil stocks are secure. Of course, now I gotta think, what am I doing with building up some better places to live? Now, it's worth noting that I am producing 3 times more furniture and pottery than I actually need here. It's kind of good to know. It's also good that we keep plenty of furniture and pottery on the back burner. Probably be a bit better if I kept more than just 8. I'm going to stack it up to 12. Might seem a bit OTT, but that's okay. And now I need to start thinking, how can I build up some patricians? Because I'm all about these patricians. Patricians don't need trees, for example. Don't need them at all, but we do need access over here, and it's got to be a ship bridge. That is ship with a P. Okay, I thought that was some kind of horrible warning, but no, it was just another distant battle on the way. So what else do I want? Yeah. These have to be ship bridges. They're expensive, but low bridges would not allow the trading ship to come here and start buying up all my wonderful pottery and selling me wine and oil, both of which are crucial for the next stage of the plan here. That said, though, what is this plan? I need to start thinking how best to use this area for my patricians. Again, I'm going to save before doing this because there's every chance that I could muck it up royal. Got a decent army on the go, it's pretty much full, and that's without using the barracks trick, so I can be relatively proud of that. The gods are all happy. It'd be better if they were ecstatic, but we'll keep 10 bits of marble on the back burner and everyone will be happy. So, as I lean back in my chair and think what to do here. I think we could actually get a rather nice amount of luxury palaces around here, because we have a fair chunk of space. So what'll it be?
I can't wait to do some trading here. I love a good deal.
I actually can't wait for that guy to get here either, so... let's get rid of all the trees, because I don't like having those clouding my thought. It's a shame you can't replant trees, because they look really good, but it's such a pain to build around. It also looks very unnatural when you have these big squares cut out of woodlands, you know, like that. So let's not have that happen. Save scum hype. Well, I've been streaming now for over an hour. I would not like to have to redo what I've done here. I'll be honest, I think this is pretty beautiful for a medium insulae only build. It's worth noting that it was so important to have buildings that merge into 2x2s, because a 2x2 will consume the same amount of pottery, furniture and oil, and wine for that matter, as a 1x1, and yet it will house 4 times as many people and therefore pay 4 times as much tax. But still, enough blabbing on that. How are we even going to build this? Alright. Let's just start building and see what we get. People are going to need access here, so let's just throw you down and start thinking where our access is going to come through. If I'm going to have patricians, I also need 2 types of food as well. And if I leave this as the way in for people, yeah, I think we can make something out of this. I think I might go for a figure at 8. Which would mean needing a granary. Is that a good point? But I need more than 1 granary. Oh, wait. I'm going slow because I don't want these places to burn down. I haven't even built up anything. 2 bits of wheat. I haven't even built houses or things to prevent places from burning down just yet. You always need twice as much non-wheat as you make wheat if you're in central or desert places. I don't want this to be too big either, so that should be good. So if this is all the food that we get, and I have one of them be strictly vegetables and the other be strictly wheat. Now, I can import meat, but I only import 15 units of it, so that is really going to scale back the amount of people I can feed here. Fortunately, the food comes by land, and the reason that's really good is that we have sea problems here, and I would not want my meat to be caught at sea. Ew. Yeah, here's another tricky point, just how big can I allow this to be? Also, I'm going to need houses here. I hate putting little outposts of tents, but it could be crucial at this point. Now, how far out can this go? The thing is, I'm going to need space for large large statues need to go at the back because they are almost vital for keeping your patricians happy. And I want to have the biggest ones we can get. I think that'll be okay. So if I get my 1, 2, 3 for a large statue, 1, 2, 3, 4 for a large other thing, and then a wild card. What am I even doing here? And then similarly it has to come out this way. But again, I'm not sure how far. And a bit more Let's see. Yeah, we'll go with that. Might seem rather small, but it's not going to be chock full of housing. We're going to get maybe half a dozen luxury palaces here if we're lucky. And I want to be lucky. Jake, can you not produce meat yourself? No, the only thing I can farm are wheat and vegetables, and we have no access to wharfs or shipyards. And on top of that, there are no birds circling over the river, which is a shame because look at this wonderful place. Straight edges are what you need for building wharves and shipyards, and we have plenty of them. So we got that in mind. We're going to start thinking about building patricians here. Now, I don't need many houses here. In fact, I should probably have this done ahead of time. So, what am I going to do? Well, straight off, I'm going to need an engineer's post, or else everything is going to collapse. And with a bit of luck, the engineer post there will be able to service the whole thing. And he's going to need a prefecture as well. And I want this to be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, yeah, that'll be good. 1, 2, 3. There we go. We'll see if that prefecture can cover everything here. Other than that, though, we're going to have these planned out as patrician plots. And I'll put these here just in advance, because I know I'm going to need them eventually. Of course, that isn't good enough, is it? If you grow out here, I'm also going to want something here, won't I? But I'm not sure. To be honest, I am not quite sure. I use statues to contain these things because they could end up growing bigger than I want them to. So if we have this, I want another 4x4 here and another 4x4 here. Okay. The only thing these guys are really doing early on is supplying me with, what's the phrase I'm trying to use here? Labor access for these buildings. So that should be good enough, and I should have plenty of money to see this through. I'm also going to need water out here. Practically all my services are going to be in the center here. So sticking my reservoir so close to it might be a bit of a... well, I might be killing myself with it, actually. We'll see what we can get with our water source over here. Should be good. Using the word should a lot, but that's what it comes down to. Why 2 granaries, Jake? An excellent question, Mr. Cooper. Jake finally admitting that he wants to be lucky. Never. The reason I use 2 granaries is that one will specialize in vegetables, the other in wheat. I'm not sure where the meat is going to come into this yet, though. The thing is, there's going to be plenty of... I think I'll just stick it in with the wheat, because people just love their wheat. Which means I'm going to need a place to actually get my meat in here. So, if I stick this here, it gives us enough room for a 2x2, and I will set you to only take in the meat. But I actually won't have you accept meat just yet. I want to have this up and on the go, and I want to have a good portion of meat on the back burner. Also want to make sure that my my warehouses do not take the meat. I'm not so sure if one is going to be enough though, because I also need a place that takes the oil, the furniture, and the pottery. It ain't easy planning this stuff. It is far from easy. Okay, you know what? Let's get some people here first before we start thinking things through. And again, I'm going to save. I would hate to be a save scummer, but I've got to make sure what we have is sufficient here. These people are going to be pretty angry because they have no food, they got no water. Well, actually, I can solve that water part straight away. That should have the range of 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, nice. It even merged together there. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's actually not going to be enough to reach here. But there's going to be more needed here. I wonder, how far up the back can I get with a bit of well-placed reservoir? And is that even good enough? Well, I can see what I can do. If I bring it along the back here, because there won't be any attacks coming from here. I'm confident about that, because why would they have an attack hit you from this side? It wouldn't make any sense. I'm burning through that money pretty quickly, probably because I'm importing all this stuff. We'll leave a place for people to walk through, because I'm that nice. And with that I can set up my wells around here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Won't get everyone here, but it'll get enough people. And I also want these guys done, but I could probably bring it in closer to here. I'll start thinking about that more later on. People need to be pretty... Yeah, I'm putting down unnecessary things to begin with, but I still need my food production to get up and on the go before I start thinking about that. We'll be okay. Jake, you don't need a second reservoir. Yeah, it's true that I have the water range to get things here, but I want my service buildings here, and anything that I build here on the back and not in the center frees up more area for service buildings, because I have not left myself with much room here, considering I want luxury palaces, and they demand everything. Everything, everything! That said, though, it would be nice to have the Senate here. It's also expensive, but it will tax them, and it will give a nice boost to how good places do, how good the place looks. Also, it gives me a quick glance at how unemployment is doing. Unemployment is at 52%. I always love having loads of unemployment. The damage from unemployment to your city sentiment caps at 25%, so you don't really have to worry as long as it's no worse than that. Okay, unfortunately these guys have poor access to employees, which is a bit of a bummer. Hopefully, I mean, no one else? Ah, you're having a problem with that. Okay, what can I do to help alleviate that? Suppose I could just build more guys here. Seems a bit nasty to have them so close, but... yeah, okay, we'll do that. Also, I always like having my Colosseum on the corner, so it should look good there. I'll need a lion house and the other thing, but we'll get that soon enough. Hopefully that's close enough for these guys that they'll get labor access from that, but it also means I need water access for these guys. Which, let's see, 1, 2, 3, oh, plenty of room. I can just stick you here. That'll just get you at the corners, but that is more than enough. Okay. Again, I'm going to save, and I'm going to fast forward as well, because I'm running out of money. And nothing gets me money quite like, oh boy, getting in all that oil is hurting the money. Oh, I should probably tell my trade advisor to import the meat as well. Now, meat is pretty cheap if memory serves. There we go, I only have to pay 44 for it. It's the most expensive of the foodstuffs, but it's not exactly... Oh. Oh yeah, this is still Tent City, isn't it? It needs more prefectures. These are probably going to be temporary prefectures. I will tear them down as and when I can. But yes, I don't need this stress in my life. Let it burn. There we go. Man, I wish I could tell Caesar to just go and do one. You know, I'm going to live dangerously. I am going to tell him to go and do one, but I am going to send him a nice gift every now and then. Every few years I'll send him a lavish gift to keep him happy. I'm not having him eat into my pottery supply. It's probably cheaper to gift him, really. Okay, the die is cast on that matter. So we have plenty of food coming in. So it's time to get these guys up and on the go. Because I want to turn these pathetic peasants into patricians. So they're going to need a... Yeah, there we go. They're going to need a lot of marketplaces, even though everything is planned to be very close by. Speaking of close by... Prepare to die. Nothing to it. Amazing what difference it makes being prepared for this. I can't believe I had so much trouble in the last map, but I guess that's just because I'm bad. Okay, so straight away we see the issue is that they are going to need access to religion. So, who's your favorite god? Me, I like Mars, but not as much as I like Neptune, because Neptune brings me that sweet dollar. It means I have to tear down one of the Neptune temples over here, or else I'll be accused of favoritism, and I am never that kind of guy. They're also going to need education, both a library and a school. The question of placing the school is difficult because school children have a very short range. So this is possible, but this is more likely to get loads of people, so I'm going to want that. That'll get people up to hovel stage, where they need access to entertainment. But before I start building more, I need to get goods here in advance. The question is just how in advance. So if I throw down you and tell you not only to accept, but to get goods. Yes, I am actually telling my people to get good. There we go. I hope I have enough farms here. Actually, I'm short on one, I think. It might be. I haven't really run the numbers on how many people I can feed with this, but we'll see what fits. Jake, doctor. You are right, they will need a doctor. And once people stop being pathetic little tents, I want to keep those tents there, actually. Sad but true. Even if they are highly flammable. It's true, though, they need a doctor. Where do I have space for a doctor? What are you? You're a prefecture. That means goodbye. Welcome to the world of being a doctor. I will also need a barber, but I'll worry about that later. No, worrying about later is not the solution. We worry about it now. So there we go. We got them the one-by-ones that they need.
There are ever so many people looking for work here.
Plebs, the lot of them. Let's get rid of these small tents. There's no need for you. So, it'll take a while for the pottery and the furniture and the oil to get over here, but it will get here. And then we can start working our way up and figuring out what else these guys need. So they got the oil. They got a lot of oil, actually. Thankfully, the oil comes in by sea and can only get to here. I haven't linked it up, because if the oil were to also go here via trading, then it would probably just fill up, and I need this place to be equally full of pretty much everything. And again, I never put down that theatre that they were needing, did I? Give them the theatre that they want. They're also going to want bathhouses eventually. They're so fussy, patricians. There's no end to how fussy they are. Okay, we'll just go with this at the moment. I have completely forgotten your request, Caesar. Please bugger off. Okay, thankfully I have enough room for plenty of large statues here to keep the whole, well, the cost of housing at a reasonable level. I'm gonna stick you there. I have a plan. It happens. Okay. Now I want to spring them right up as fast as I can now that they have access to pottery, oil, and furniture. But what they don't have access to at the moment, well, is actors for one thing. I think we're good on the food front, so I'll throw down the actor colony here. Actually, they're going to need them all eventually, and this is a good out-of-the-way place to put them. I like putting the actor generators far away because they have to walk to the destination anyway, and then after they get there, they get sent out, and since it's a figure-of-8 design, I'm confident everyone is going to get what they need. Yet, I digress somewhat. I am going to start bringing in the wine. And you're the only place that's going to take it, and I'm going to start importing it. Tricky thing is, wine is going to come both by land and by sea, but once it's full up, we should be good to go. The land traders are probably going to march over there to unload it. Hopefully it doesn't hurt us too much in that regard. Still, I need those bathhouses, that's why our reservoir is so close here. Let the smelly people have a place to wash. They're gonna need academia eventually anyway. Oh! That must have been so badass. Why did we have to get rid of that? Okay, somebody's asking about hippodrome access. Fortunately, we will have space to put one down here. Just, but we will. Actually, that's a little closer than I would like. And it's super expensive, isn't it? Yes, 2,500 denarii. So how are you doing? Yeah, you need furniture. You're going to get furniture very soon. I lost my train of thought, though. There was something else I needed to put down. I'm missing something. Something important here. Ah, that's right. Amphitheatre. If we don't have that, then we're never going to reach the maximum level. Same actually goes for hospitals. And this is why I find it so important to build up loads and loads of unemployment. 45% of it, and all these places use up loads of employees. That's what you need lots of when it comes to... They need a second type of food, so they're going to start eating that. Those vegetables. I'm also going to start getting the meat taken from the warehouse and put into the granary. The reason I put it so close is that the cart pusher here has very little downtime. Just grab the meat and throw it in. Grab and throw. Ah, right, they need access to more types of gods. I forgot about that, so I kind of like Ceres. Chuck her in there, and again I have to delete one of her previous ones. And who else do we like? I'm a big fan of Mars too. It's delicious. Do they actually need a third god? I'm trying to remember. It's not coming to me, to be honest. Well, we'll figure it out. If they demand another god, then we shall oblige, but until such time, nah, they'll be okay as is. I'm leaving little spaces because there's a good chance. Let's get rid of these primitives. They have no space here. So hopefully I'll start getting some there we go. Okay, we're on the we're on it now. There is some entertainment, but not enough. Okay, this is telling me that I need my chariots now, but I don't even have the money to do that. What about you? What's your problem? No access to a hospital. That's the opposite of good, because we have a hospice right here. There we go. They got it. Alright, it'll probably take a wee while to normalize. Okay, at least I can deal with that, because that's not a lot of furniture. Jake, aren't you missing a housing spot there? There's the thing, I can't have too many of the buildings here. I don't actually want that all there. I'm going to delete one of you. Okay, not enough. I do need an active hippodrome now, but I don't have the money for it. Come to think of it, where's all my money going? I am hemorrhaging it at the moment, probably because I'm importing so much. Well, that's nothing I can't solve with my own dosh. Of course, Caesar's not going to be happy unless I give him a chest of sapphires, so there you go. Our trade receipts aren't so good anymore because we're exporting less due to people actually consuming our goods now. People being us. We are consuming the goods now. Can't believe I have this little tent here. It's a little ugly. And by little I mean extremely ugly. We'll offset that with an oracle, perhaps two. But yeah, these guys won't be impressed enough until I get some more entertainment. They need a hippodrome. The trouble is I can't afford a hippodrome, so I need... well, I need the taxes to be brutal with you. People love me, but they could love me a bit more. Trade receipts are hurting. Let's hope we can generate some more cash. Okay, we are generating money. Caesar's probably going to get really angry with us. But we can live with that. Let's get our hippodrome on the go. And it needs chariots. Boom. That's far away enough that it's not going to make people too unhappy. And there we go. We got big. Still not enough of it though, apparently. They have theatre, amphitheatre, coliseum, and apparently that's not enough. Let's see if that's the case. So they have theatre, they have amphitheatre, they have coliseum, and they have hippodrome. Okay, they do need another religion. Where am I even going to cram one in though? So we already have set. Let me slow down while I think about this and watch my denarii plummet. Also getting rid of these pathetic tents because no space for tents now. M. And a bit more M. Let's grab it then. So we have Ceres. I need Mars thrown in somewhere here. Ah, that works quite nicely actually. Goodbye, Mars. I loved you. Oh yeah, it's importing all that wine that's costing me an arm and a leg. So, let's see, religion. Our Mars man is giving it out. There we go. Small palace. So they need to... oh, we'll need plaza everywhere here. Small palace becomes medium palace. Becomes large palace. That still needs to look a little fancier here, though. Okay, fanciness. Oracle. Statue, statue. Hell, the governor's palace should be around here. I see no reason it shouldn't. And it doesn't need road access, that is a lie. Jake, you have space? Oh man, I never even noticed that. Okay, glad someone isn't blind here. Let's give these guys all the gardens they're going to need. Because after this, money is really just going to be a number. Okay, looking good. Looking great. I'm going to delete a couple of statues here and here because what I've been doing is putting statues to limit the size of these. This is a medium villa. It wants to grow into a large villa that's a 3x3, but it can't grow into statues. It can grow into gardens and it can grow into smaller buildings, but not... Oh, come now, barbarians. I'm busy cultivating patricians here. Kill them. All of them. Yeah, I'm confident we'll be fine. I'll just sloppily throw them in there. And the last time I did that killed me, so let's make a save as well. So there we go. Large. It needs a third type of food, but it will get that as soon as it can. The venues are too crowded, or lack enough variety for discerning. Bloody guys. Okay, but that I can solve. That's a little ugly, isn't it? Let's do it in a bit more cultured way. The problem is... Actually, I can go into this properly if I just murder these guys. There we go. Quite a few horses fell for that, but that's okay. We shall replace them soon enough. Okay. So we've hit Large Palace, which is the penultimate form of places for people to live in, but it's not good enough. What's the mission objective again? 8,000 population with some, yeah, so-so requirements. The venues are too crowded. That is true, and we can find out how true that is by checking our advisor on entertainment. The theatres have poor coverage. They can only entertain 1,000 people, and we have a lot more than that. Amphitheatres and coliseums, I'm not sure if they count all that much towards it, but I am confident that if I build a whole bunch of theatres... Theatre, 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 everywhere we look... Why did it say... Oh, right, I built you away from the road, that's no good. And a few amphitheatres... Yeah, Caesar. Go away. There we go. With a bit of luck, there we go. This is my final form, the luxury palace. The biggest and the best. Gonna throw down another one here, actually. The interesting thing is, with the meat that I have in here, I'm not going to be able to feed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Each luxury palace can hold up to 200 people, but a medium villa can only hold 42. if I ended up having 7 luxury palaces, that would be too much people, and I wouldn't be able to feed them with all of my meat. So we'll have to limit it slightly, which never feels all that good, but it is what it is. We'll have these places grow, and then grow some more. These guys will give me so much tax, it is unreal. Are you sure? Sorry. Le Truc is saying, are you sure the governor's house does not require road access? Positive. All it does, like, it doesn't even have any employees. All it does, it sits there and it increases the desirability of the land around it. And it just looks good. It does not require road access for anything, period. So eventually this guy will grow, and there we go. This is the final form of the patrician block in Tingis. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 luxury palaces and 2 medium villas. And that will be enough to get my prosperity up to 100, regardless of pretty much everything. So we've already met all the requirements other than population. All we need are a whole lot more people. So confident that this isn't going to fall apart, since our meat comes by land, and we have the 2 types of wine. There's another thing that's important. We would be limited to Grand Villa if we didn't get 2 types of wine. Fortunately, we import wine from 2 different places, so that counts as 2 types of wine. If we only had 1 import route available to us, we would have to grow some wine of our own, and that would limit us here, because we don't actually have access to grapes. So there we go, we've got all the plebs working here, the patricians over here. But we must have more, because more is more. That population is going to rise, because immigrants don't move into palaces and villas and such, but they do breed, and they will fill that out. And speaking of filling out, they are going to give me so much tax. It is, wonderful to think about. Okay, but they're going to continue doing their own thing. Unemployment is only at 16%. We need more of it. So what better way to get more unemployment than to build up more places for people to live? Because people live to work for me, or want to work for me. So how am I even going to do that? We've got a whole bunch of fertile land available to us here, and well, I want to use it. And if possible, I want to get some Grand Insulae on the go. So again, I'm going to save before I just butcher everything I have and love here. It's tricky, because the way I'm going to build this is probably dangerously close to this wall, because these rocks get in the way here, and it would be too much of a squeeze to throw them out here. I guess I could throw them over here, but I'd have to delete a whole bunch of buildings that I've now established. Scintillis is saying this city doesn't look half bad. Why, thank you. It is difficult to stream this game. I never really thought it would be until I started doing it, but this is the kind of game that I love to sit and plan for hours over, and then tweak for more hours. And in 1.5 hours, this is what we've made. I'm taking a wee screenshot of that, because I think it looks really good. The funny thing about the Hippodrome is that it doesn't actually function, because in order to work, it has to have road access here, so that the chariot racers can go from the chariot maker into the back of it. See, that's the wee entrance point. But the thing is, it'll still count as giving entertainment as long as...
I've never been past so many unemployed citizens before.
This obnoxious charioteer, as long as he rides past these places, they'll be giving them Hippodrome access. So I'm satisfied with that. Hippodrome also drinks unemployment. It employs 150 people, and that's exactly what I like to see. How are we doing on the enemies? Okay, not even anybody on their way to their beloved city, but they will come here eventually. I love how the plebs are in Africa and the patricians are over the strait in Spain. Okay. I have lots of land to work with here, but what's the best way to work with it? We have something very fortunate here, at least. Or so I want to think. In that... In that what? Well, it'll be a bit more fortunate if I maybe get rid of some of these gardens. But we have this little chunk of housing, which means if I do another figure of 8, and I do love my figures of 8, I'll be able to draw labour from here. And I'm not talking politics, I am never talking politics. So let's get an idea of how this is going to look, because it's tricky. I really want to draw from that, though. We have all this arable land here. Okay, what I can't do is touch this, or else I'm going to throw the entire market into kerfuddle. So let's just draw a little line around it first. I'm gonna have loads of farms along here. Enough to feed, hopefully, 40 grand insulae. That's at least what we're going to be thinking about. And I'm going to want to jam 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. We'll get plenty of farms in the center here. The granary can go here. But how many? Okay, we're going super slow. I don't think anything's going to burn down anytime soon. But as usual, the vegetables need to be further back from the granary. Maybe I haven't explained that yet, but vegetables grow at half the speed that wheat does, which means there's a lot more time that the cart pusher can spend going from the farm to the granary. Because you fill up with goods and then the cart pusher fills his cart and then walks to the granary. So you have pretty much twice the distance you can work with when building vegetables farms. So I build vegetable farms further back, and then the wheat farms can be closer too. So that tells us exactly how wide this is going to be, because I don't think it would be wise to squeeze another one here and go around this side there when I can use the sides already, and that seems borderline sensible. Which tells me that the granary is going to be here. Pop. We even expanded it on this side, so I don't mind the granary sticking in there. You only talk politics when you quote the conference rap. Oh, I love that conference rap. I'd forgotten about it until you mentioned it now. Okay, we're probably going to have to make do with another granary along here, breaking the figure of 8 slightly, but I'm confident it won't be too bad if we tweak ourselves around it. I said tweak and not twerk. So let's just throw one down here. Should we even touch the rocks? Yeah, let's touch the rocks. Let's play dangerous. And boom. Bit long, bit long. Maybe even that much too long. I don't worry about forcing 2x2s here. Not at all. That should be good. Then we just take it back here. That's a lovely figure of 8. Again, it's flexible. This is just an L that I've squeezed out. It's not one of your square patterns or a rigid thing that has been tried and tested. We're just throwing out what we can here. They're going to need access to water, but how close? I'm not even all that sure. I always like throwing it in the center when it comes to buildings, structures like this. But if I want to have grand insulae, I probably shouldn't infringe on the attractiveness of the area too much. Also, I gotta keep in mind that people can and will attack from here. Maybe I should get some walls on the go. This is barely gonna stop any Tom, Dick, or Harry, but at least it's something. Gatehouses are a bit of a weak point, but I forgot you've got to be ready with that. Chunk. Whenever you rotate the camera, gatehouses automatically produce roads adjacent to them. So, I wonder if I can block it off with gardens. I can't actually remember. Yes, I can. Wonderful. Jake, did you ever open your granary for meat? Yes, I did. This one here takes wheat and meat. I do worry slightly that it's not going to take enough meat. Actually, I worry that neither of them are going to take enough meat, so I'm going to open both of them. It's very important to keep the meat flowing. Meat is what people are probably going to have the least of. Although when people start eating proper, I think we'll be okay. The important thing is just to get that meat out as often as possible. We have plenty of market ladies, and indeed we should probably have more market ladies who will get that meat out to the public. I think I have space for a large statue in the center, but it's unnecessary. Okay, so this is all well and good, but it's just going to burn down unless I start building the simple bare necessities. But man, where does one even start with this? Where indeed? Okay, well they need religion right off the bat. I think I've been pimping Ceres too much, so let's go for Venus for a change. Strip down one of Venus's temples here, make sure that nobody is too unhappy with us, and let's just get some people on the go. We'll sort out the niceties with fleshing them out into good, proper, grand insulae later on. It's very important to have one right on the corner where it meets the granary. That way if people even get stuck in a loop in the granary, and they can't do that, at least they'll be rubbing up next to this. They are also going to need doctors, but I'm thinking I want to live dangerously and not give them access to a doctor. And I will explain why, but not now. Alright, so what's going to happen is you're only going to take the wheat, and it's dangerous, but we'll throw a granary right here, which takes the veggies. I really hope we can get something good going here. I throw down an extra prefecture because there's going to be problems. There are always problems. And, I don't know, more prefectures. More prefectures are better prefectures. So, throw one down along the side here as well. It's going to take a lot of marketplaces. Oh well, let's just throw things down and see what sticks. I can delete and tweak and twerk all I need later on, and trust me, I will be. Because there's a lot of that involved in city planning. So if I want 40 grand insulae here, let's just imagine, for example, that it's 40 of these, which means I need 10. So I'm going to need 5 wheat farms, but we're probably going to want to make it 6 for good luck. It's not for good luck, but there is a reason. 1, 2, 3. Is that really enough? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? I don't know, I feel like I'm screwing myself over here slightly. Well, overproduction of food is better production of food. That's what I say from now on. Could probably do a bit better with the layout that I have here. In fact, I probably knocked this off by 1. Oh well, a bit of extra space is no bad thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 11. Yeah, we'll go with that. Jake, why not slap as many farms in there as possible? Because I'm trying to be efficient. I know it's a strange notion, but I do try to play well here. Actually, I just had a thought. This might be a bit too efficient. I'm going to knock down one of you. Heck, I might even knock down 2 of you. I realised a problem here. I need to get pottery and furniture down here. And I need to use importing warehouses for that. Also, they don't really have a way to get in here, do they? They might if I get rid of that. They could go... But it is a bit of a stretch. I'm eating into my money again, and I know I am, that's the thing. Fortunately, we're paying ourselves a whole bunch of money, and I can just give it to the city. Then again, I could also give it to Caesar. I'll worry about that later. Let's just get this built up for now. Now, as for you, the only thing you are to accept is oil, actually. Please get it. And you, I want you to get pottery. And I want you to get furniture. I love the fact that you can customize them to that level. It makes such a difference to me. And I want to keep a hawk eye on this to make sure that nothing is burning down horribly. And that the engineer does his job there, because I want one engineer to service this whole thing. To use more than one engineer would be frightfully inefficient. And that's not how I want to roll. I'm also going to save again because we've plotted this all down. See, we're making good on that denarii though. The taxes here making a big difference. 245 already in July from one of these. 382 coming in from there. So yeah, like I said, taxes are good, trade is better, good taxes are the best. I think I said that before. All the unemployed people on the stairs of your Senate building is a blemish to your beautiful city. Maybe you should find work for them. Say lion tamers. Funny you should say that. I am actually probably going to try and make an eternal city out of this. Oh, we don't have enough unemployed people. Damn, double damn. Okay. The Emperor's not going to be happy because I'm completely ignoring his demand for pottery, so we'll send him a golden chariot to keep him happy. And now he has become excited. Tingis, Crusader Kings 2 striking us already here. So this is all very flammable. I'm not a big fan of that, but I'm going to have to start thinking on how to make it slightly less flammable. We could do that with reservoir, I guess. The trouble is positioning said reservoir. Always a bit of a tricky business, so if I'm going to want you, but I don't want it too close to people, because that always cheeses them off. We'll see what we can get with that. That's not good enough, that's too close. I want it 1, 2, 3, 4 away from here. 1, 2, 3, 4 away from here. And I want nobody breaking my water flow. Because barbarians always like to come in and do that. The thing is, that's not going to reach far enough, is it? I need water over here as well. Heck, I need a good deal of water over here. So... Wellity. Ah, crud. More problems. There's always problems. 1, 2, 1, 2. I just have to hope and pray that the barbarians don't make their way in here and ruin my day. Or rather that I can hold them off long enough. If they do come in and ruin this slightly, then oh well, what a shame. Hold on, I just had a wonderful idea. It's almost too wonderful. That might be a little too cheesy, but I like it. We'll see. That might be a little too much of a squeeze on how my water goes. Maybe. I'll see if I can use that later on, because I don't know how tight this is going to be for space. Now I want to get an idea that the damage is going okay. Seems like...
I'm hardly needed. These buildings are in...
My governors think money grows on trees.
Man, Caesar's always such an angry guy. I should send him my trade receipts and see how he feels about that. Okay, I'm not too concerned about being in debt to Caesar, because that'll come and go. But now that we have good water... my water doesn't reach nearly as far as I want it to. I'm just going to ignore Caesar for a while. He cannot stand in the way of my progress. 1, 2, 1... That'll do. That'll give us good range on most of this. Yeah, I'll sort out the finer details of all this shortly. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Oh, that's actually really good. Heck, that's better than I'd expected. The goal here is to squeeze in 40 grand in Chile, if I can. It's possible that I couldn't. Markets. Always need more markets. Jinx, where's all my money going? Probably on those trade receipts, but I'm ready to fight Caesar if he comes for me. Otherwise though, these guys, they've got their religion, they're going to need some entertainment. Thing is, I should probably be slapping down my things here since I've already watered a lot of the guys internally here. So, throw down you, which gives me a nice big corner to throw a Colosseum on. But a Colosseum is a bit expensive to be throwing down at the moment. We'll just try to keep that place useful later. Tax these people, because I'm evidently terrible with money. Any plans to put towers along your Great Wall? We'll see how that goes. But I plan to make the barbarians pay for it. That's the most important thing. And library, because I'm not a big fan of schools, but we will get those up and on the go. I think I need time to pass because I've been spending too much money, and Caesar isn't very happy with that. So we'll let the trade actually come in. Now that I'm really low on unemployment, this is kind of funny. I can jack taxes up to 25. The reason it can go so high is at 25 I get a -6 to happiness, but I get +4 from the wages I pay, +2 for the types of food I give to my patricians. That only affects patrician minds, so don't read too deeply into that. And 5% unemployment. Well, people aren't overly unhappy. I just need to keep an eye on this. As soon as the people become indifferent, it's time to set those taxes back down. Get out of my face, Caesar. You're not the boss of me. Actually, this is probably draining my favor with them. Ah, that's his problem, not mine. Hell, I'm even going to waste that money he gives me on some lovely plazas here, just to show him that I am the ruler of my fate here. Still a bit of an issue with all these tents that I have along here, but that is an issue I can solve with the magic fountains. Where though? 1, 2, 3, 4. Pop. That's actually good. That covers almost everyone. These guys are unhappy due to all the small tents, but I can just eliminate them. And Bob's your uncle. See, if you notice, my money problems have gone and sorted themselves out. Like I said, they were never problems to begin with. Throwing down statues to celebrate our newfound prosperity. I'm getting rid of all these tents. I don't care about the outer edges of these kinds of things because... I think I hear the sound of some people revolting here, so... Here we go. The people are pleased with me, but they're not as pleased as they used to be, so let's just drop taxes back down to a more agreeable 8%. Jake, literally Sweden. What about you, though? I don't care about your lack of water. So these guys are going to get their pottery, their furniture, their oil. They've got 2 types of food freely available to them. Good to see that my patricians are still patrician, and they pay me more and more taxes. The thing is, taxes I make from these guys is only going to increase over time because they're breeding.
Salutations! This city is quite well run.
Oh, you flatter me, Ignevis Parasitus. Was his name actually just Parasite? Okay, we got enemies on the way. I have this horrible feeling that they're going to destroy this wonderful bit that I've built up just now. So, again, we haven't had to save scum at all. I want to keep it that way, but there's no guarantees that it can stay that way. I'm going to need to think about school placement already. I hate to think about it so early, but needs must. The reason being is that school children have such a short range. If I stick one here and another one over here-ish, that should be able to solve everything. Should. I mean, you'll get to here and there. If I have you... I'm not even sure. I kind of like the corner here, because these guys aren't doing anything for me. Is that even far enough for those school children to go? Let's see, school children reach about that far? I'm no longer confident about them getting that far. Let's stick them there. Bloomin' children. Still though, this looks good. I don't have to worry about labour access for these guys too badly, and we're looking good. We're looking so good I'm going to put down a bathhouse just to keep all these filthy plebs washed. I will not be accused of being DDR Nero, not today. Jake, crazy to think how it's hard to satisfy 4,000 people. Meanwhile, the real Rome had 1 million people living there. Well, a nice bonus to this game would be allowing you to try your hand at that. Unfortunately, it's not going to let you because the game actually has a 2,000 sprite limit. Or 2,000 building limit. The unfortunate thing is that farms and warehouses count as 9 each. That is, if my pathetic memory is not failing me, it oft does. Okay, I'm going to have to slow down for this because I have to replace these both with regular aqueducts before I disturb the flow too much. And I erect a coliseum here. That should be enough to keep everyone happy, although it definitely will if I get a gladiatorial school and a lion house. And you know, they're probably going to need an actors colony as well, because let's face it, these are Romans, they are fussy to the extreme. I don't need these gardens anymore, I'm fairly confident I can keep these guys happy with some nearby plaza, maybe a couple of statues. Actor colonies are very undesirable to live near, but they're going to be so close to the Oracle that they will be, they'll be happy enough with the desirability. The desirability overlay is actually useless. I can't tell anything from this other than this is nice and this is horrible. There are no numbers to be seen there, but if memory serves, you can make places so desirable that it overflows and becomes the most undesirable piece of garbage you've ever lived in. Speaking of which, these people really speak to me because they don't like living next to schools. I can solve that through the magical power of large statues. They have a good enough range, and they should keep all these places nice and attractive to live in. So their problem now is that they have no health buildings whatsoever. I kinda wish I hadn't placed this down now because I want to replace it with something else, but I can throw a hospital here on the corner. On the very corner, in fact. And that should supply everybody with health coverage. Excellent, and now they need a barber, which I can also gift to them. Stick it right there on the corner. Will that be a shave or a trim, citizen? Life here's alright, isn't it? I bet that's what he's going to say. Where is he? Where are you?
There's enough unemployment here to make your hair stand on end.
That's also music to my ears. Okay, this is where I start getting my sculpting hands on the go. Also, more markets are required. There's always such a need for marketplaces when I do Grand Insulae builds. It might seem that I'm going insane with markets, but I wouldn't have it any other way, really. Hydronum says I'm hankering for some trucking. Yeah, we'll hit the trucking once this level is over, but I want to make it something truly beautiful.
Salutations! Life here is all right, isn't it?
Damn right it is.
The market is out of food, so I'm on my way home.
I don't count that when I consider whether something is good or not. Okay, so furniture supplies are actually hurting. I think it's just because our market ladies are a little confused and not sure what to do, but we'll have it sorted out. I don't really need this prefecture here. There's a lot of things here that are actually fairly unnecessary. Alright, it's dangerous. I'm just going to delete all of these and start afresh from this one right here. They need furniture, that's fine. They're probably also going to need half decent looking place to live. So let's get them the... there we go, that's what we're looking for. Grand Insulae and nothing but. Unfortunately, our religious guy doesn't actually reach far enough to service everyone. He gets this far and turns back. That's bad positioning on the Venus. There we go. It's where I don't want it. No, it's actually exactly where I do want it. Kill them. Kill them all. You get nothing, Caesar. I don't want to give him my goods because it'll disrupt my economy too much. Nothing to it. I have a feeling I can make this an eternal city. It's a bit of a hobby of mine making those. These guys. strange that the barber isn't getting everywhere that I needed him to. He's spending too much of his time going up around that loop, which is undesirable for me. But what can I do to solve that? I can stick him here, actually, which is entertaining to me. And let's just get... Oh, yeah. There we go. Now we're starting to work with something. But what I need to do now is jam in as many of these things as I can. That is to say, Grand Insulae. And that is a bit of an art in itself. I want 40 of them. Which kind of requires speed maximum. We can do that. We have the power. These Grand Insulae, I love them so. They house 84 working people and they pay, I think, a 4 times rate of tax, whereas large insulae only give 3, so they give a decent amount of dosh. Also, the priest again not taking a good path, keeping these people over here completely in the lurch. That isn't good. That's the opposite of good. I am again going to reposition the Venus. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. You'll be good there, and I'm going to keep you there with a statue. It's always disappointing when there's not enough room for buildings to flesh out, really. So I'm going to delete those. They can grow. And then I'm going to have another guy there that can grow. Get rid of that. Yeah. It might seem bizarre what I'm doing here, but I'm doing everything I can to squeeze in as many Grand Insulae as possible. 1, 2, 3, 4 range on that. Alright. I can get another one right there. Just make 2 temples, Jake. No. There's a reason I don't want 2 temples. One is, well, there are a few reasons. One is space. I want to savor as much space as I can. Yeah, hell, let's just get rid of both of these. Yes, I want to savor as much space as possible. Oh no, what's killing all these guys? I've managed to get rid of the religious things altogether by throwing Venus over there. I'm not a fan of whatever direction Venus is going in, and it's kind of killing my block here. I need it nice and stable. Are you sorted now? Okay, thankfully. Again, they rise up far away from my housing block. And we take no mercy towards these savages. To Koala King said, "Heart to Jake." Why, thank you. Never quite sure what to make of that, but thank you. Get out of here, Caesar. Stop getting on my ass. Okay, now they're trying to cause me some issues. This is why it's good to have people on horseback, because they can respond extremely quickly, even though they die very quickly. You keep hearing Hok Hanya, but they have other commands as well. There we go. There we go. Able to defend the vital choke point there. Right, we've still got decent unemployment, and we make so much money off of taxes, it's almost sickening. But don't worry, we'll be making even more shortly. There we go, get these fellas back home, get my gatehouse back up, and re-erect those walls. Gatehouses are actually the weak point, they can break them down fairly quickly. Don't tell me Venus is still not doing her job. I really don't want to build 2 of them. I mean, I really don't want to have to build 2 of them. Feels like I'm losing something if I do. Oh well, guess we get another one. Here you go, Mars. You take over. Means I strip down Mars from here. Throwing down another well so that it can reach these guys that I'm building here. Although it probably won't reach here, which is a concern, so let's throw you there actually. Means I actually don't need that guy that I threw there, and I can put you here. This is the kind of tweaking that I'm talking about. I could do this for hours, but I'm just going to do it to the point where I can get 40 buildings here. 40 grand insulae buildings. Beautiful. I just love grand insulae. It's in the spirit of the game. I hope you actually have water. Yeah, they got access to water. So I'll have a whole bunch of them there. Jake, can you replace Caesar? I believe your managerial skills surpass him. Why isn't religion a problem in your original area? You just put temples on the side here. We do have 1 temple to Neptune right here. And he's a good man because he covers the whole area. Here he is.
Unemployment is worryingly high here.
I have a different idea of what worrying is. I'm just lucky that his route takes him this way. They have 4 different routes, and I think as long as there's one that covers everything, he goes this way. And I think about this point he's reached the limit of how far he can go. Yeah, so he comes back. And then another route is going to take him along here. As long as within those 4 routes they hit all of my buildings, I am satisfied. Cursed people here, never happy. I'm actually a little inefficient here. I could squeeze in another grand insulae on either side, but that would mean destroying all the ones I have there already. And I don't want to have to do that. Okay. Again, this is inefficient. But that's okay. You can't expect everything to be 100% efficient. If you do, you're holding yourself to, well, some impressively high standards. Again, I'm going to plaza it all up just so everybody feels at home. And there we go, squeeze another one in. Once we have all of these, I'll do a count and then figure out how many more I need. Well, this is looking pretty good. Pretty damn good. Enemies at the door, but I'm ready for them. Look at them all just pop up like that. Grow! Grow some more. Actually, he's not wanting to grow because it's not attractive enough to live there. I'll make it look more attractive with a nearby large statue. Still not attractive enough. Just no pleasing some people. Actually, that's a point. What more can I even squeeze in here? Might be able to get a large statue here, but let's see, he's 3, 1, 2. Yeah, he's too far away for a statue there to make any difference. I could just squeeze in some medium statues here. There's still access to here, so that's alright. And again, let it grow. Let it grow. Let it grow. It's a little unattractive to live here, so again, I'm going to throw down some statues. That'll offset the negative effect of being near the reservoir. There's no ill effect being next to aqueducts, if memory serves, and it usually does. But living next to reservoirs is, yeah, unattractive. But Romans are simple-minded people. They're satisfied enough if there's a nice big statue next to them. Jake, did you find Caesar 3 better than Caesar 4? Asks Tornag. Couldn't tell you, I never played Caesar 4. Jake, did you get this off of goodoldgames.com? Yes, I did, but I also applied a 1920 by 1080 EXC hack that I found online, which is really good. Allows me to use the whole damn screen like this, and to get this lovely screen tear that you see. Let's not accidentally click on the minimap. Let us... Okay, tax income is looking good. Let's do a count on number of buildings, starting from here, going clockwise. Anti-clockwise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. 1, 2... So I got space for 8 more. How convenient. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Seven. One more for good luck. Maybe next to Venus, so that they will never ever be out of range there. How are we for water? I would need an extra fountain here, which is a little inefficient, but I can live with that. Or we've got plenty of space here, but... yeah, next to Venus. It's actually a pretty unattractive place to live. We'll give them some statues, some gardens, and then some more gardens, because who doesn't love some gardens? There we go. The gardens look different on the demo version, which I always found quite amusing. So 40 is a good number. 40, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 48 people with 15 imports. Yeah, I think this will survive without completely crushing my economy and my everything. I hope I produce enough food for all these guys. I'm going to have egg on my face if I can't. But look at the denarii. It is going up through the roof. And like I said, I'm trying to make this an eternal city. We'll see if it remains that way. I don't know if you guys are interested in seeing eternal cities or not, but the fact is it's what I'm doing. Because I always do what I enjoy. It hasn't taken too long either, just a couple of hours. That's a lot less time than I usually like to engross myself in such a game. To put it nicely. Let it grow, let it grow, let it grow. What's wrong with you? No access to religion, but this guy should be going and paying him a visit any moment now. Greetings. There we go. Let it grow, let it grow, let it grow. Now there is a slight risk of devolution, so that's why I go crazy with marketplaces. Absolutely loopy when it comes to them. So here's a bit of food for... well, here's some food for you. They're probably going to have a second invasion right after this, so I need to get these guys killed on the double. And I wouldn't be surprised if that second invasion is right on my large or grand insulae block. So kill them on the double. Zero out of 10 invasion. Jake, will you play Caesar 4 in the future? I might. Where can you even get it? Is it on Good Old Games? I'm actually a little concerned about the lack of pottery and furniture that these guys have. And the lack that's here. Okay, I think I am shipping out way too much of my pottery and furniture. We're going to up the exports to over 8. Heck, I don't even need to export this stuff. That's the joke of it all. But I will anyway. Still got plenty of oil and wine coming in. Okay, as I expected, the theatres became overcrowded again because my population increased. But that's not a concern for us. We'll be able to deal with that. It's a little ugly. I wish I was better at doing culture buildings ingrained within my city, but I'm not. So unemployment's still pretty high, but we make so much taxes off of these rich guys over here that I'm not even concerned. So, considerations about market goers. You could probably do this with far fewer market ladies than I have here, but I always overstock on them. The reason being is that you will have a market lady walk out from this market where she has, let's say, 600 wheat and 600 vegetables, and she'll walk along and she'll dish out food so that I think they give like 6 months stock of food for each house. So maybe this place will take 100 of her wheat and 200 of her veggies, and this place will need 50 and 50, 20 and 20. Maybe none is required here. But she'll get to about here and probably run out of food, and then return to the market to go and get some more. The trouble is that really hurts people that are far away from the marketplaces. So I always like to overkill with them, so that there are always unbearable amounts of market ladies circling around. It's not so good, but my blocks are so efficient in other ways that I can afford to truly overkill on marketplaces. Plus, I think they look nice. That's what we do. So there shouldn't be any devolution here. The target population is 8,000, actually. That's higher than I'd expected, but that will flesh out nicely. I'm actually going to speed up. And then slow right down. Okay, they're only coming from there. Nothing to it. Gonna check out the Empire again. There's one more battle that's due to hit us. Wouldn't be surprised if it's over by my large insulae. But then I say that all the time. And it's also good to see on the... Oh, there we go. Maximum prosperity because of those luxury palaces. There we go. Oh, who's this? Who is... Oh, yes. Luxury palaces, a couple of medium villas, large grand insulae and medium insulae. But this is the trying point of an eternal city. Actually, I'm going to need a little bit more in the way of medium insulae. Now, local health is, well, city health is very good. I actually don't want it to be very good. I want it to be below average. Might seem a sickening thing for me to say, but let's have a look at the health. When it comes to clinic coverage, these guys have full clinic coverage.
Unemployment is very high here. I'm thinking of leaving.
Don't lie, I pay 8 more than Rome does. I'm going to free up some living space here by throwing the reservoir over here. We have so much denarii, it has become truly just a number. So, I am actually going to be a little short on population, but I left myself some arable land over here. Even though these still have some fleshing out to do, I think. Just a few of them, but they do need to pop up in a little bit more. So, what am I even going to do? I don't know. I'm just going to make up a loop here. Probably have the granary at the end. I'm flanked by 3 on each side. Yeah. No, that doesn't make much sense. Stick the granary at the very end, have it flanked by... Wow, I could actually have multiple kinds of food here, but we're just going to go for wheat. Because I actually can't afford to have more people take my oil. I think I've hit the limit of the amount of people that I can feed oil. This is going to be way more wheat than I need, but what you gonna do? And we're just going to make up a block here. I have no design in my head here, but we'll do it anyway. We'll have 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Wow, it even fits. And hell, I don't even know. 1, 2, 1, 2. I'm making this up as I go along. Get a large statue in the middle. Everyone loves statues. Another fountain, because why not? And buildings. Loads of them. They're just going to be tents for now, but they will become something grander before you know it. I'll see what becomes not 2x2. An engineer post, a couple of prefectures, because you never know when those fires are going to break out. Now the reason I've done this is I just want to see what becomes 2x2 and what does not. And I'm only interested in 2x2s. Wow, the entire top row is 2x2s. That actually changes what I'm going to be doing here then. Let's chuck down a reservoir. No, no need for it actually. Our reservoir here will suffice. And these guys are not going to get access to a doctor, but they will have a hospital on hand. Not just a hospital though, I'm going to give them a coliseum. Because why not? Which means they're going to get some gladiatorial combat and a lion house. I am keen to emphasize I am making this up as I go along. This entire housing block. A couple of marketplaces, they have a wee bit to go, but that's fine. And they're going to want a god to pray to, say their name when they pray, that it will be Neptune. Again, stripping down one of Neptune's old places. The gods are only pleased, I wish they were a bit more than pleased, so let's chuck down some oracles, because living next to a hippodrome is unpleasant. And, you know, they kind of deserve a theatre, even if there are no actors there. Nobody gets away from being taxed, so throw down a forum. We'll get a warehouse on the go. There's a slight issue with this warehouse, but I hope it doesn't impact us too much, where I want this warehouse to go and get pottery and furniture, but not oil. I wonder if maybe I'm not producing enough. I do wonder a little that I'm not producing enough furniture and or pottery. Might hurt us actually. Exports over 22 only. 22? 24. And yeah, I'm short on a school, so here you go. Have some kids. I hate them, you might like them. Some academia as well. Hell, make it 2. I'm a little concerned actually. I don't want to clear this. If I wanted to make this an eternal city, I might need to kill my favourite a little. Oh well, my favourite will tank when Caesar sees that I'm a bit of an asshole. But if my population goes too high, that's going to be a showstopper. Jake, you may want to expand production. I think we'll be okay. I'm trusting we'll be okay. The thing is, one of these can supply 40 buildings, so that's 40, 40, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, yeah, expanding production would probably be a clever thing to do. Shame I went and torched all the trees around here. Still a point is made. Well, yeah, I can just torch more of these buildings, that's okay. DDR Nero at work again. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, need to kill 2 of these. Maybe a little more than 2. Which is both of you for starters. And a couple of you. This will be a nice little, I don't know, Amish community. They'll be whatever they want to be. They've not got their pottery yet, but they will soon. So what was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. And I think I had 39 here and whatever I had here. So we actually have a surplus production of pottery and furniture now, for sure. Which is always good to know. Plaza it all up because we are made of money around here. And have some more schools because I'm actually short on schools. Also, I want some more of you down here rather than up here. So I don't know, kill you. That's plenty, thanks. So they probably have their pottery by now. There we go. I'm going to give them the bathhouses because they're all smelly and stuff. And we continue to defy Caesar. That's excellent. Now, oh shoot, favor is still too high. I'm dangerously close to winning this. I'll set my salary to Caesar's salary. Again, I'm going to save that game because I cannot afford to win at this point. Come on, Caesar, hate me. I'm too close to winning here. I'm going to have to torch some buildings. Still too close to winning. What an interesting problem to have. Right, at the turn of the year my favour should drop sufficiently. Man, people are still moving into my horrible city here. So, good, we're in January now. Favour is too low. Drop myself back down to Procurator salary and build those buildings back up again. I forget how many I torched now, but it was quite a few. Jake just governed for 3 more years. Nah, I can't do an eternal city that way. Always wanting my stuff. Can Caesar not just get a life? There we go, these places should grow up nicely. And kill. I wonder how much longer the game is going to throw invasions at me. They do eventually stop, and then you can cease worrying. Mind you, why ever worry? So what was it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15... I don't know, 16... 17... 18. Good enough. Get some oracles up there, keep everyone happy. Some libraries, keep everyone well educated. Schools, because start them early. Okay, this is troubling, because those are Numidians right on the doorstep. Unlike the natives, they're going to come and blitz me quite a bit faster. And they're going to put up quite a bit of resistance. So let's hope they don't penetrate into my aqueduct fast enough. Okay, this is going to be brutal for my horses. But they're okay. Don't have to worry, it doesn't come out of our population or anything. Jake, please remove that little section of aqueduct behind your schools. I know the one you mean. Is it bothering you? There we go, but I do have to replace it, otherwise my patricians are going to move out due to lack of access to clean drinking water. So there we go, they are all going to build up, merge into 2x2s, and that takes us over the population limit. We could win this situation by simply gifting Caesar. But I kind of want to nerd out over this game, over eternal cities for a little bit. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to save, win, show the ending, do something, and then I'm going to come back to the cities to show off eternalness. Eternal? Eternity. So, we've made our save. If we go to our advisor and we go to Caesar and say, I know we've had our differences, Caesar, but here's some lavish gift. Boom, we win. How easy was that?
Are you a governor or a general? Your good work at Tingis frees my legions from duty in the west and lets me pursue other ambitions. You are becoming key to my planning.
What a fool. He doesn't realize I'm here to usurp him. So next